Why Dubai's man-made islands are still empty. In addition to being home to the world's tallest structure, the Burj Khalifa, the city of Dubai also boasts some of the most incredible hotels and retail malls on the planet, as well as the world's longest gold shopping center. It was revealed in 2003 that a new feather would be added to its cap in the form of a man-made island called the World, which is a project that will cost more than $1 billion. The outline of this artificial island is beginning to take on the appearance of a map of the world. Due to its proximity to Dubai and the fact that it features 3 artificial islands that have already been built, the World was intended to become a popular destination for tourists. However, even 10 years after the project was finished, the islands have not been inhabited, and there is virtually nothing constructed on them. However, why? Where is the Dubai project that aimed to be the most grandiose ever? The real estate boom in the Emirates was at its zenith at the beginning of the year 2000, and it was anticipated that it would produce significant opportunities in developing artificial coastal land in Dubai. This led to the creation of man-made islands. At that time, the majority of Dubai's coastline lands had already been developed to some extent. A real estate company called Nakheel Properties, which is owned by the government, came up with a plan to significantly alter the shoreline of Dubai in the space of just 20 years. First, the business conceived of the idea to create 3 artificial islands in the shape of palm trees and named them Palm Jumeirah, Palm Dara, and Palm Jebel Ali. Palm Dara is significantly larger than the others. The construction of Palm Jumeirah has the potential to more than treble Dubai's shoreline. The most recent version of the World was released in 2003. It is planned for some parts of the islands to be used for commercial purposes, while other parts of the islands will feature low-density housing and high-density complexes. This island was supposed to be augmented in a later phase with the much larger project known as the Universe. When seen from outer space, the island takes on the appearance of the Sun, the Moon, a galaxy in the distance, and the Milky Way. This project exemplifies the goals and aspirations of a global metropolis like Dubai and the incredible people who live there. What came to pass with it? A staggering amount of self-assurance has gone into the creation of these projects. It has the potential to become a popular destination for tourists, which would undoubtedly open up a new revenue stream for a place like Dubai, which derives the majority of its wealth from the exploitation of oil. Now that you've had a chance to look, tell me, what ultimately became of these lofty goals? Land reclamation and building of the first apartments at Palm Jumeirah were both finished and handed over by the time the year 2006 came to a close. The palm threads will mostly be used for private rooms, while the rings surrounding the palm will be used for the construction of premium hotels. When the building had not yet begun on the Palm Jumeirah, the real estate firm Nakheel Properties nonetheless went ahead and began work on its other projects. In the 21st century, Dubai's real estate market had a boom, which led to the construction of the enormous Burj Khalifa, which is currently the tallest skyscraper on the planet. But none of these things can save Dubai from the global financial crisis that is already having a significant impact on the city, particularly on the real estate market. All of the megaprojects are being forced to come to a halt, and the ones that are connected to the man-made island were on the verge of failing. Amid this catastrophe, the majority of construction sites were evacuated almost immediately. The rapidly falling price of the plots is a direct result of the dwindling demand for the project as a whole. The development of Palm Jebel Ali comes to a complete halt for the time being. When the company Nakheel Properties announced the returns to its investors, the vacant sandbanks that extended over 7 kilometers were utterly forgotten about. Because Dubai's land reclamation plan is so far along, the outline of some of the islands can be discerned in satellite images of the city. In most instances, land reclamation had already begun, although it is still a very long way from being finished. In 2013, Nakheel Properties tried to save the project Palm Dara by re-branding it. The project was scaled down. The land reclamation was stopped and now it is known as Dara Islands. The entire project was cut short to have 2 high-rise buildings and a long shopping street. At long last, the world. The majority of the work on the land reclamation had already been completed, and a significant portion of it had already been split up and sold off before Dubai's real estate industry was affected by the global economic crisis. However, The majority of the investors are now dealing with their issues, which has resulted in the entire project not progressing any further. Even if Dubai recovered from the initial threat of a financial crisis and investment has come to lots of new projects, the World project does not gain very much from this because most investors are uncertain about the revenue that will be generated by this project. 10 years after the initial introduction of the project, it has become clear that the extremely ambitious endeavor is no longer appropriate for the present time. Concerns ranging from those regarding the environment to those regarding the future of this island all contribute to the current predicament. It was reported in the media that smaller canals have been discovered between the islands since the sand started to build up in those channels. Additionally, there is a growing fear that the elevation of the sea level poses an increased risk for this project. Aside from that, residents of Palm Jumeirah have been very vocal about their dissatisfaction with the quality of the water that is supplied to them. The backwater is essential for preventing the palm from being damaged by erosion, and it also works to impede the natural progression of the tides. But this raises new environmental problems since, as a result of the construction, the salt water that normally circulates within the palm will no longer do so. In addition to this piling up, thousands of tons of sand on the seabed destabilize the coastal soil, which may ultimately contribute to the destruction of the natural shoreline. Because of the cumulative nature of these damaging effects on the environment, the project cannot be brought to market. The condition of migrant workers is also attracting the attention of the media, which is related to the previous point. This contributes to the overall bad effect that is being created. Despite this, there aren't many projects that are getting off the ground on these islands. In 2014, an Austrian real estate corporation revealed its intention to develop many projects on several islands across Europe. In addition to these hotels, they have plans to construct a plaza and a series of food courts inspired by European culture. The construction of the project is presently underway, and only time will tell if it will be successful in terms of the economy and whether or not it will restore its former splendor. The fate of these projects has not yet been determined. Every region of the world undertakes potentially hazardous construction projects. The proportion of those that were successful was similarly low. Typically, the success of this kind of enterprise serves a higher purpose than simply being profitable for them on their own. They encourage people to visit the area, which is beneficial to the economy. In addition to bolstering the local tourism economy, a number of the projects instead represent the beginning of a new era or serve as a source of national pride. This is true of both of these things. If you criticize Dubai's ambitious planning, then you need to level the same critique on every aspect of it. But for the time being, the question of whether or not the enormous initiative to create an artificial island will alter the coastline environment of Dubai has gone unanswered. This is the end of today's video. Give your precious feedback in our comments section below. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos.